Hi, my name is Sarah Quate and I'm here today to talk about my input into the weekly nutritional topics for BMED19006 Nutrition and Practice. At the beginning of the term, I was very apprehensive to contribute to the discussions as I have never posted to the forums in any of my other subjects. Providing personal and professional discussions was quite daunting as I'm in my final year of study and have always believed that I would not gain anything from contributing to the forums. However, as the term progressed, I found that the perception I've had for many years was incorrect, even though I had minimal experience with most of the topics discussed throughout the term. Each week, through my own research and by reading other students' input, I believe I have developed a greater appreciation for nutrition and its effects on the human body. I have thoroughly enjoyed many aspects of the course, however I have gained great benefits from learning how to assess nutritional status, with the first learning topic I contributed to being the 24-hour food recall. Before this week, I had limited knowledge of nutritional assessments, so I learnt valuable information about the importance of conducting these tests, with the 24-hour food recall a beneficial tool that records the consumption of a person's food and drinks in a 24-hour period. This test is a useful tool in assessing nutritional status as it is an inexpensive evaluation of a person's nutrient intake, with this information used to develop both lifestyle and disease management plans. I conducted a 24-hour food recall on a 19-year-old male who was 194 centimeters tall and weighs only 70 kilograms. I chose this subject as he is struggling to gain weight, and that many people would assume that these tests would only be beneficial for people who are overweight or obese. I learned a great deal from his 24-hour food recall, with the main learning outcome being that bad dietary choices impact all people of all different shapes and sizes. I also gained valuable information about the importance of fueling your body with the correct nutrients, as muscle and weight gain can be facilitated by positive dietary choices. The second topic that I provided professional discussion to was the impacts of body fatness on fertility. This was the first of many topics that I have never really thought about or had personal experience with. By reading other students' personal experiences, I have gained a greater appreciation for the issues that are experienced during pre-pregnancy as well as during pregnancy. I chose to contribute to a post about the importance of educating people about the impacts of carrying excessive weight when trying to conceive, as I believe that it's definitely something that society can fix. Through research, I now believe it is the responsibility of our healthcare system to educate society on the effects of obesity, especially abdominal obesity, as it can negatively impact fertility. Abdominal obesity during pre-pregnancy increases a woman's risk of preeclampsia, gestational diabetes, and miscarriage, with these risks having severe complications for the fetus. Research has also suggested that fertility problems are 3 times more common in those with a BMI of over 27. This is very worrying, and more has to be done by health professionals to ensure information is provided to families prior to them trying to conceive, as there is currently a lack of consideration of the impacts of lifestyle factors such as obesity. This week's discussions have provided me with a greater understanding about the heartache some families experience due to the inability to conceive, as well as the lack of education in our healthcare system regarding the impacts of different lifestyle choices. The third topic that I provided professional discussion about was high-risk pregnancies, in particular, the link between lower socioeconomic classes and negative pregnancies. Again, this was a topic I have never really considered, so it was very interesting to research why lower socioeconomic status is associated with high-risk pregnancies. It was fascinating to learn that education and family behaviour have such an influential impact on people's values, especially in regards to health, diet, and physical activity. It was no surprise that limited knowledge about the impacts of leading a sedentary lifestyle can increase a woman's likelihood of developing obesity, with low education a strong predictor of obesity in pregnant women, as socioeconomic disadvantage is associated with a higher BMI. By reading other students' discussions, I have developed further knowledge about the negative impacts obesity has on pregnancy, and I now know that obesity in pre-pregnancy can increase the risk of gestational diabetes and hypertension during pregnancy, with adverse effects also experienced by the fetus. Throughout this week's learnings, I also provided research discussion about the use of iodine during pregnancy, as this topic has emerged as a public nutrition problem in Australia. Through my research, I have found that iodine deficiency has a profound effect on intellectual development, with research suggesting that iodine supplementation in severely deficient pregnant women reduces the risk of fetal brain damage. This view was also thoroughly explored by other students, with their research providing me with a more comprehensive view of the topic, as I was previously unaware of the impacts iodine deficiency has on pregnant women. I also learned that iodine is found in a range of foods such as seafood, milk, bread, and vegetables, as well as that pregnant women need at least 220 micrograms of iodine to meet current regulations. I believe that by reading other students' discussions as well as undertaking my own research, I have developed a greater knowledge and understanding of the impacts of iodine deficiency in pregnant Australian women, as well as the general population. The fourth topic that I provided professional discussion about was epigenetics and the developmental origins of disease. This was an extremely interesting topic, and through my own research and the research of others, I now have a greater appreciation for the lifestyle that I grew up in. Lifestyle and environmental factors during fetal development play a major role in determining a person's risk of certain chronic diseases, with exposure to smoking, poor diet, and obesity during childhood and before pregnancy altering the structure of organs in the fetus. Through my research, I believe that health education is the key, as we need to not just focus on the biology of individuals, but the social, economic, and physical environments that we are brought up in. This week's discussion has definitely affected my personal life, as it has shown the importance of continuing to lead a healthy and active lifestyle. Through reading other students' opinions and experiences, I received a greater understanding of the other issues that impact this topic, as there were many great points highlighted that I did not think about when completing this week's readings. One topic in particular that I developed a greater awareness of was the impacts of low birth weight in the development of certain diseases. The fifth topic that I provided professional discussion about was breastfeeding in Australia, particularly focusing on support. This was a topic that I had no first-hand experience with, so by reading other students' personal experiences, I developed a greater understanding and insight into the advantages and disadvantages of breastfeeding and the issues that mothers in today's society face. Through my own research and by reading other students' contributions, I believe that breastfeeding should be supported and promoted in society, so mothers feel comfortable to feed their infant wherever or whenever it's needed. This week's discussion has definitely opened my eyes to the problems that can occur in society and the individual issues that mothers face. I believe information and support needs to be more accessible during all stages of breastfeeding, as it provides comfort to all mothers, especially first-time mothers. I now have a greater appreciation for breastfeeding, and when it comes to that time in my life, I hope I am supported and my choices are accepted in society, as support can make all the difference. The sixth topic that I provided professional discussion about was school nutrition. Through my personal experiences that I've had with school nutrition at high school and sporting championships, canteens did not always promote healthy eating, with unhealthy foods readily available, such as hot chips, sausage rolls, pies, chocolate bars, and soft drinks. This experience was the basis for my opinion that both the parent and the school has a responsibility to provide children with knowledge of the benefits of eating healthy and being active. It is particularly crucial that schools provide healthy nutrition, as it is known that around 91% of primary school children use the school canteen. Through my own research, I believe that school is the perfect opportunity to provide children with education, ideas, and resources about healthy eating, as they can use this information to make changes that can result in better nutrition for them and their families. I have learnt that positive attitudes towards healthy eating need to be encouraged by schools and parents, as the solution to childhood obesity needs to be multi-directional. By reading other students' experiences of the topic, I also learnt that some primary schools have now introduced a no junk food policy, which I definitely believe is a step in the right direction. Throughout this week's learnings, I also provided research discussion about childhood obesity, particularly that adiposity in children is highly heritable, as genetic factors can increase both BMI and waist circumference during early childhood. Through my research and the research of others, I have changed the way that I think in regards to weight gain in children. I now know that parents do influence their children's eating patterns and behaviours, as parents set examples for their children. Furthermore, some environmental factors can be modified to facilitate weight loss, for example, reducing portion sizes and increasing physical activity. Through researching this topic, it has made me more aware of the type of lifestyle that I should provide when raising children. The seventh topic that I provided professional discussion about was adolescent health and health risk behaviours. I approached this topic by using my knowledge and personal experience of physical activity during adolescence and adulthood. Through further research of this topic, I believe that adolescent involvement in physical activity contributes to an active lifestyle in adulthood, as involvement in youth sports engages teenagers in frequent and repetitive behaviour, which in turn promotes the development of a habit in adulthood. In my case, I believe that I am still physically active due to environmental factors such as parent support, as they encourage me to play multiple sports during my childhood and adolescence. This is something that I hopefully will provide to my kids, as it is important to be good role models. I developed further knowledge of this topic through reading other students' personal experiences and opinions, as there were many great points raised that did not occur to me. One of these being the impact of friends and peer pressure on how physically active someone is during adolescence. This is a great point to make, as adolescence is a time where a lot of emotional and physiological changes occur and many individuals conform to peer ideals. This week's topic has opened my eyes to the fact that what we do throughout our childhood can impact our health and behaviour in adulthood, with it crucial to establish positive habits early. The eighth topic that I provided professional discussion about was weight loss and whether it is driven by image or health. I have never had any personal experience with wanting or needing to lose weight, however I have always been interested in what drives sudden weight loss. This is why I chose to contribute to one post in particular, as I believe that people are driven by either extrinsic motivation, in which they are trying to meet the expectation of others and conform to media stereotypes, or they are intrinsically motivated and weight loss is for personal health gains and a better quality of life. From the information contributed by other students, I now believe that extrinsically motivated people have a higher likelihood of putting the weight back on. Through my research, I found that this view is correct and that a person who is extrinsically motivated is more likely to try fad diets that can be detrimental to health, as they portray an unrealistic image of success, attractiveness, happiness, and control. By reading other students' opinions, I have developed a greater understanding about what influences people to lose weight, with the environment being the key to influencing a person's lifestyle and behaviour. I have developed a greater appreciation of nutrition and its effects on the human body, as I have learnt valuable information that I can apply to different situations throughout life. Even though I had very minimal personal experience with most of the topics discussed throughout the term, I believe I will be able to use the experience of others and apply their knowledge to future circumstances that I will no doubt come across. My knowledge of nutrition has continually grown, as I have thoroughly enjoyed researching the weekly topics, as well as reading and learning from other students' experiences and opinions. Thank you for taking the time to view my presentation, and I hope you gained an insight into the discussions that I contributed to throughout term.